Happy Tuesday, Jace, and welcome to KLHS. I'm Peyton Larson.
And I'm Danny Johnston. Today, Caroline Crawford's going to give us an update on sports.
Gianna Filardo is going to tell us more about this week's weather.
And Haley Stevenson will be giving us an update on our week's horoscopes.
Today also marks the 17th year since the attacks on the World Trade Center. Jimmy Freed is standing by Mr. Winkler for more information on this terror attack on the United States.
Thank you, guys. Today we're remembering the events of 9/11, and I'm here with American history teacher, Mr. Winkler. Mr. Winkler, can you please tell us a little bit about where you were on 9/11?
Well, I was teaching. I taught at North Kansas City High School prior to coming to Liberty High School. And I was actually teaching English at the time. I was a history teacher, but also taught English. And I remember I had a sophomore English class, and someone came running into my classroom from next door and said, "You need to turn on your TVs." And we had these little small TVs in the corner called Channel 1 TVs. So we turned it on, and we were absolutely astounded by what we saw. And the first plane had already hit. The second plane had not hit yet. And so we were standing there, and we began watching, and then we saw the second plane hit. And one of the things that I remember so vividly is that one of my students looked at me, knowing that I also taught history, and said, "Mr. Winkler, do you think this will be in the history books?" And that was just, am I living through something that is so significant that it's going to make the history books? And without hesitation, I said, this is going to rank up there with the biggest things in U.S. history, without question. And we spent the rest of the day watching the events, and we watched the building collapse of all three. And there was just, when the first one collapsed, there was a hush that went over the room. There was first this gasp, and then there was just a hush. And there were some other teachers that began to tear up, because we knew how many people worked in those buildings. And we knew that firefighters had already gone in, and we'd seen all that story. And then when it collapsed, we realized that there was just a mass number of lives of people that were dying. And I had been in the Twin Towers before. I'd visited New York City and seen them, and so I had an idea of the immensity of the size of these buildings, the number of people in it. So. Yeah, we just sat in stunned silence for the rest of that day, and that evening I watched on the news. The next day, that's all we did is talk about it at school, even in English classes, because it was just so astounding.
Can you describe the impact that it had on the country at the time and then the rest of the world?
Well, I mean, for the country, we were in shock. We realized that we had not been attacked since, well, Pearl Harbor. We had not been attacked on U.S. soil. And prior to that, you have to go way back. And so we were absolutely shocked that someone from the outside could do this. How did this happen in the United States? And that was astounding. We were angry. We were furious. There was this desire for revenge. There was also a need for explanations. How could this happen? What went wrong? And so there was just this utter dismay. And, they grounded planes for 3 days. And so no one was flying anywhere. There was no air travel. People were stuck all over the country. Some people were frustrated. Most of them understood. But it changed everything. It changed the way the country functioned. When we go to airports, what we do there is a result of 9/11. All over the world, it changed how they deal with people coming over. The whole policy of terrorism changes. Homeland Security is formed. We totally reorganized security in the United States as a result of 9/11. It changes absolutely everything.
Thank you for your time here, Mr. Winkler. Let's throw it back to the front desk.
Thank you, Jimmy. We will have a moment of silence at the end of the show for all of those 3,000 who lost their lives on September 11th, 2001.
LPS will be hosting a college fair tonight from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at Liberty North. There will be over 80 colleges and military branches in one place to answer admission questions. A college planning session and a highly selective school session will be offered from 6 to 6:30, and a general financial aid presentation from 8 to 8:30. Pre-register at www.strivefair.com to save time at the fair. Direct questions to Nikki Duncan for more information.
Environmental Club will meet today during Liberty Hour in room 702. They will discuss this year's activities and projects and would love everyone's input. Environmental Club will be taking a trip to the Omaha Zoo. They will also travel outdoors and participate in projects for various organizations. Please see Mr. Knowles in room 702 if you have any questions.
The LHS Trumpet section will be hosting a fundraising night at Pizza Ranch next Monday, September 17th from 4 to 9. A portion of the proceeds plus all tips will go towards a fund that will purchase gifts for kids at Children's Mercy Hospital in December. Please come and help spread the Christmas spirit a little early and bring joy to those in need.
Creative Writing Club will meet after school on Thursday in room 609. Please come by to write, share, and snack.
The first meeting for the Technology Student Association, TSA, is Friday the 14th during Liberty Hour at the Learning Stairs. TSA has many competitions with categories such as music, debate, biotechnology, programming, agriculture, and more. TSA competes at the state and national level, which is in Joplin, Missouri and Washington, D.C. Check out the first meeting to see if there's any opportunities there for you.
And attention seniors, senior ad orders for the 2018-2019 Spectator Yearbook are due Monday, October 22nd. Senior ads can be purchased online at the link below, and contact Ms. Gamina for additional information.
Now on a different note, let's head over to Caroline to update us on sports.
Hey Jays, the US Open tennis tournament finished up last night. If you didn't hear over the past few days, it was quite a match between the experienced and successful American tennis player Serena Williams and the young 20-year-old Japan star Naomi Osaka. The first controversial call was when the chair umpire called a code violation of coaching on the sidelines. Monturgal, Williams' coach, admitted he was doing it, adding that all coaches did it. Serena came back with, "I don't cheat to win, I'd rather lose, I'm just letting you know." Later during the match, Williams was in position to win the point, but Osaka won the point and yelled, "Come on." This ended with Williams slamming her racket on the court and breaking it, an automatic code of violation. Then she proceeded to tell the chair umpire that he owes her an apology and tell the umpire that he was a thief and stole points away from her. This was her third penalty, resulting in an automatic loss game for Williams. In the end, the 20-year-old woman won her first major tennis tournament, beating one of the best of all time. The crowd proceeded to boo to her until Williams told her to stop, and it's her moment.
Well, I don't want to be rude, but I don't want to interrupt. I don't want to do questions. I just want to tell you guys she played well, and this is her first Grand Slam. And I know you guys were here rooting, and I was rooting too, but let's make this the best moment we can, and we'll get through it. But let's give everyone the credit where credit's due, and let's not boo anymore. We're gonna get through this, and let's be positive. So congratulations, Naomi.
In Blue Jay sports news, the boys varsity soccer team won against Staley last night 2-1, as the JV soccer team won with a score of 4-0. The varsity and JV softball team won last night against Park Hill South at home. The varsity and JV volleyball team defeated Lee Summit North. The girls golf team took second overall as a team in the Liberty North Invitational. Abby Howard placed fourth overall. Erin Manis placed sixth, and Hope Peck placed ninth. Congrats to all Blue Jay athletes that competed last night. If you thought last night was packed with Jays athletics, so is tonight. The volleyball team takes on Park Hill South at home tonight, 5:30 for JV and 6:30 for varsity. The softball team plays Truman at Adair Park. Both varsity and JV start at 4:30 p.m. The men's varsity swimming team competes in a tri-meet at the Liberty Community Center at 4:30 p.m. The girls' tennis team takes on St. Joe Central at Bennett Park. Both varsity and JV start at 4 p.m. Lastly, last night, the student section on Twitter announced the theme for the football game this Friday at Liberty North is USA. So come decked out in your red, white, and blue. That is all the sports I have for you today. Peyton?
Thank you, Caroline. Now, if everyone could please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now, if we could please have a moment of silence. That was all we have for you today from KLHS. This has been Danny Johnston, Caroline Crawford, Gianna Filardo, Jimmy Freed, and all of our amazing production crew. I'm Peyton Larson. Have a terrific Tuesday, Jays.